it's Asia here with the Fluffy Hustle, and I'm back with another video. So we're gonna jump right on into content. Today, I'm gonna be talking about 5 warning signs that you are dealing with a janky vendor on Alibaba. Um, I wanted to talk about this because I got a couple of questions this week. Some people sent me messages on Instagram, and one girl, she sent me an email asking me these questions because like they had watched some of my previous videos on Alibaba, and they were like, I got some questions. I got some questions. So I came up with kind of like 5 things that can be warning signs to kind of let you know that you might be dealing with a janky vendor. So let's get into it. So I don't think there's one that's any more important than the other, but let's just start with let's say sample quality, right? So let's say you've been in communication with a vendor and you're feeling everything, all that kind of stuff. So you decide to go ahead and purchase a sample with them. And so you get the sample, and the sample is like janky. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I feel like I got a piece of hair, but the quality of the sample is like super janky. Like, not even talking about the thickness of the fabric, but like the way the item is constructed. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not put together well. The stitching looks off. It looks like maybe a sleeve is shorter than the other sleeve. Like the fit is awkward. It just doesn't feel well put together. Let the vendor go. They're not going to improve their quality because at the end of the day, when they're sending you a sample, the sample should be a representative of their best products. It should be the best they have to offer. So if they're sending you some jankily constructed stuff and that's supposed to be the best they have to offer, like it's not going to get better. You're not going to be able to work with them to improve the quality. No, that is a representation of them. If they sent you a faulty sample, then you can expect that they will send your customers and they will send you faulty products once you pay them more to produce things on a larger scale. So if the sample is bad, no. Now, one thing I will say about the sample, let's say everything is constructed well, but you're just not a fan of the fabric. Maybe the fabric feels thin, maybe the fabric feels cheap. You can work with fabric because you can get them to use different fabric. You can get them to use heavier fabric. Just know that if you're like, yeah, I like the design, but I want the fabric to be heavier. Just know that normally textile that is heavier, thicker, and of higher quality is going to cost you more. So the price of the item will definitely go up. But you can normally work with a vendor to get you the fabrics that you want. You can even ask them to send you samples of the fabric so you can get an understanding of the weight of the fabric that you want to have. So just because the fabric is not necessarily what you want, but it's constructed well, that's one thing. But if it's just not constructed well, you don't like the way you just don't like the way it feels, the way it fits. It looks like if you put it in a washing machine, it's gonna fall apart. In fact, I would encourage you to put it in the washing machine, wash it multiple times, see how the fabric acts. Is it gonna start piling up and getting little lint balls on it or whatever? Test out your samples, and if your sample is garbage, nix the vendor. Okay. Next, so we talked about bad samples. So another first dealing with a vendor is their responsiveness, right? Now, a good way, if you've watched my other videos, I've talked about it, like a good way to get through to good vendors is to pay attention to their response rate. And to me, a vendor needs to have a response rate in the 90s. So that means they are responding to their customers within a 24-hour time frame of receiving the message. If it's lower than that, then I have a problem because if I'm sending you my money, I want to make sure that if I have questions, that you are responsive. So if you start dealing with a vendor and you're asking them questions and stuff like that, and they take their sweet time responding back to you, or they don't respond back to you, you have to follow up with them, let it go. Also, if you are in communication with them and you ask them a specific question and they don't answer the question, they keep on like not answering the question, don't even go forward. I'll give you guys an example. I reached out to a vendor because I'm looking to get plus size items made. And so I was looking at a piece that they offered in standard size. I was like, this will look really cute in plus sizes. How much is it going to cost to get it made? Can I get a sample based on like the measurements I provide you? Because China plus sizes is not the same as US plus sizes. So I was like, can I give you the measurements based on US plus sizes, and can you send me a sample in the measurements I provide you? Yeah, we can do that. Blah 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 blah. So they answered all these questions that I had with no problem. But one of the questions I asked was, what's the turnaround time? How long is it going to take for you guys to produce this sample and get it out to me? Like, how much time am I talking? Like, do you need, is it going to be a week to produce, 2 weeks to produce? Do you need a month lead time? Like, how long is it going to take for me to get this? No lie, I asked this question when I asked a series of questions. It wasn't acknowledged. I followed up and answered again. It wasn't acknowledged. She responded back and gave me something else that was unrelated to what I asked. And then I asked again, same thing. After that, I was done. I was done. Like, clearly you have a problem with your turnaround time with customized items and stuff like that, and you can't tell me how long it's going to take to get my sample. So I'm cool. I don't need to deal with you. So she continues to message me, and I reply back to her. I'm like, I'm not interested anymore because you continued not to answer my question. I'm done. So yeah, if they don't answer your questions, they're not responsive. Keep it pushing. Um, Next, I would say, so clickbait type items or clickbait type photos. So I know that I'm gonna do this real janky like, but basically, for example, if you go onto the website and you see photos that are clearly not theirs, like you can tell these pictures have been stolen from US vendors. So let me give you an example because they do this all the time. So you guys see this picture here? Hopefully you can. You see that picture? So that's clearly a stolen picture, but not only is it a stolen picture, you see how the chick is in the literal exact same pose the entire time. Now, like, it's literally impossible to be in the exact same position in six different outfits that they're showing here. What is that telling you? That means they're photoshopping it. They stole a picture and then they photoshopped the color of these items onto each one of those pictures. So that, therefore, that's telling you, like, wait a minute, like, am I going to actually get that? See, they did the same thing here. That's clearly not them. They probably took a picture of someone off of Instagram or off of a boutique page and then changed the pictures, the colors in Photoshop, and then duplicated it for this listing. Now, this doesn't always mean that the items are not what you're expecting, but what I would say is to keep an eye out for it to make sure that you can actually see, like, you want to make sure you have them send you photos or videos of the actual product, because if all they're doing is using these stolen photos, like, they might not even have the product in hand. They might not even be the manufacturer. They might be a trading company, or like a wholesaler. So if they don't actually have pictures of the product, like, you can actually, like, hey, can you take a picture of the product right now for me and send it? Or can you take a quick video of the product right now and send it so I can get a better feel for it? Because, like, these pictures are not doing it for me. I want to get a clear picture of what the color actually looks like in real life, or what the fabric actually looks like in real life. Can you send me something like that? And they're like, oh no, this is all they have. Don't even fool with it. So just pay attention to that. Like, if the vendors are using pictures like that, then look at their listing to see if they actually, because sometimes they'll use the pictures just to draw your attention, and then when you click on the listing and open it up and scroll through the listing, you'll actually see that they have pictures of the actual product, or they might even have video of the actual product embedded on their listing. So just pay attention to that, but that can be a warning sign. And that goes for clothing. I've seen that done with shoes. I've seen that done with hair Oh my gosh, happens so much with hair, where they just take a picture of a girl who got her hair did. Half the time, it's not even a damn wig. Like I know you guys, if you've been on Alibaba, you've been on AliExpress, and you see the pictures sometimes of the hairstyles, it'd be like, that's not even a freaking wig. That's not a sew in. That's not a frontal nothing. That's just old girl's hair. Like, and they're passing it off as if this is what they're gonna get. Especially, I've seen it, especially with short wigs. Oh my god, they will literally use photos of people who just have short haircuts and put that on there as if that's the wig. Girl, and you get the wig and it's a hot mess. So just be careful of those listings. Um, let's see what else. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, you can have a factory audit done on your vendor. Now, I would not say that you need to get into a factory audit when you just spending $100 or $200 on product, but I'm talking about for people who are going to invest, let's say, thousands of dollars into products. And so you might be getting like a custom line done or something like that. And you got to spend some major money with these people. You can get a factory audit done. In fact, you can search on Alibaba and type factory audit. When you do that, you will start seeing listings for audits, and these are third party companies that will go out and audit the factory on your behalf. Now, the reason why you would want to audit is because you want to make sure that one, you are dealing with the factory and not a trading company, that you're getting your product factory direct. Number two, you want to look at the conditions of where your products are being produced. I'm sure, like, you don't want to receive products that might have bad smells in them because it's in an unclean environment, or whatever. It's a dirty factory. I'm sure you don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So you just want to make sure everything's up to par, that the materials that they said they're going to use on your product are being used. And when you use a third party company to go do an audit on them, they can actually record video of the entire audit. They can go live with you on FaceTime or Skype or something like that, so you can be present for the audit as they do the walkthrough. So yeah, if you ask the vendor, like, hey, do you allow for third party audits, or look to see what kind of response they give. If they're kind of like, no, we don't do that, or are they like, yeah, well, sure, we absolutely do. We'd be glad to have somebody come out, blah, blah, blah. We've been audited many, many times, blah, blah, blah. If a factory don't have no problem with no audit, then that's a really great sign. But if they are like really resistant, then you might want to be hesitant on spending a whole bunch of money with them. For real, I'm just saying, especially if you're trying to do something custom and you're going to be spending quite a bit of money to get that done, you want to make sure that they're A1. The last thing, but definitely not least, out this whole list, this is probably, I want to say, probably the most important one, because it is the thing that will cause you to lose money if something goes wrong. And that is vendors who request for you to pay for services or products from them off of the Alibaba platform. So if you've watched any of my other videos, or you already know, you should be looking for vendors who offer trade assurance. What trade assurance is where basically they're saying, we guarantee our product. If something goes wrong, the product's not right, something's not right, then you can get your money back if we don't do what we say we're supposed to do, right? So that's assurance on your purchase with them. What a lot of the vendors will do is they'll communicate with you and all this, that, and the other on Alibaba, but when it comes time for you to place your order, they want you to place the order on their website or somewhere else, or send them a wire or some other crap. Don't do it. Do not do it. Do not do it. You pay them on Alibaba. Period. Okay? The other thing is, make sure your communication about your order is on Alibaba. So all the questions that you asked about the product specifically, everything you guys agreed on, the pricing, how many products, what colors, everything, all the details of your order should be on Alibaba. So kind of like a summary. So in summary, This is what we are agreeing to. I will receive XYZ products with my logo as listed here, blah, 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 as shown in this picture, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is what I'm asking for, line item by line item by line item. Is this correct? Have them agree. Yes, this is what we are agreeing to. Great. This is the pricing. Boom. They'll generate the order. You can go ahead and pay through Alibaba only. Because guess what? If you receive the product and it's not up to par, it is not the same. So let's say, and that's why I think it's so important for you to get a sample. Because if you get a sample and you got a high quality sample, and then you get your actual product and it's not to the same quality as the sample that you received, you can show Alibaba, look, they sent me this as the sample, but this is what I received and this is what's not right about the order. They can go in and look at what you guys agreed to, and if it's not right, they can work to have them rectify the problem or help you get your money back. But the minute you pay off of the Alibaba platform, that trade assurance goes out the window. You're no longer covered by trade assurance. So if you deal with a vendor who keeps trying to push you to pay off of Alibaba, don't even fool with them, because to me, they're trying to pull some janky ish. They really trying to be janky because they know that they won't be bound to trade assurance if you pay them off of the platform, which is very, very dishonest. So then they could turn around, not send you nothing. They could turn around, not send you what you ordered, and you don't have any recourse at all. So that would be, I said there was no like hierarchy to these things, but I think that is huge. Huge. Do not pay them off platform. So that is it. I hope that has been helpful in keeping you kind of like keep your eye out for stuff, things to kind of look for. But yeah, like those are the big red flags for me with companies is, you know, lack of responsiveness, bad sample quality. They don't want to do a audit. Um, they use all those clickbaity pictures and they don't have any pictures or videos of the actual product, and they want you to place your order directly with them on their website or do a wire transfer. No. Okay. So hopefully you guys will find this helpful. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share with somebody who you think might find this information helpful to them as well. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Bye.